Good morning. So beyond getting some really good sleep last night, I'm reading in Romans 5. And if you know anything about me, James 1, 2 through 4 has been a life verse for me. And if you don't know what James 1, 2 through 4 is, have joy through all your trials because it's going to build your faith. And it's really crazy because I have seen, there's a couple of different places, and I really need to get them all written down so I remember all of them. But I was reading in Romans 5 this morning. And it says, and not only that, let me go back up. It says, we have also obtained access through him by faith into his grace in which we stand and we rejoice in the hope of the glory of God. Okay, this is Paul writing. So he's saying, hey, we get to rejoice in the hope that we have of God because we know God's always going to come through, right? And not only that, but we also rejoice in our afflictions. Have joy through your trials. Same thing. Paul and him, we are very much on the same page. So now he tells us, because we know that afflictions produce endurance. Endurance produces proven character. And proven character produces hope. This hope will not disappoint us because God's love has been poured out in our hearts through the Holy Spirit who was given to us. So guys, every hardship, every hard thing that we have to go through and we survive through, we need to be asking God, hey, how is this going to grow me? How am I going to be able to move on to the next step? Yesterday was an extremely hard day for me, emotionally and everything. And I came home, I pushed myself, I still went and saw people, I still connected with people. And as I was doing that, Satan was like, nobody wants to be around you. Nobody likes you. I don't know why you keep doing this. And it was really hard because when you're in a lot of grief and you're processing a lot of grief, and then this is all coming back to me again, here I am. And I came home and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a nap. And if I don't feel good, I'm not going to youth group tonight to help there. I took a nap. I woke up feeling really good. I think I just needed some sleep. But then I go to youth group and there was a teen who needed me and just needed someone to talk to. And I was there. And she was struggling with the same thing. And I got to pray over both of us, asking the Holy Spirit to push this stuff out of our lives and let us really enjoy what we're supposed to be doing. But once again, affliction builds endurance. And endurance is what we want to live for because we want to be able to endure all the hard things in life. Because when we endure them, we now have proven character. And let me tell you, one of the hardest things I endured was after my husband's death, that I had to no longer defend myself. I just shut up and kept my mouth shut. I defended myself for a little bit, and then God's like, no, you're done. Just be quiet. I will defend you the rest of the time. So God defended me. It still didn't turn out the way I would have liked it, but I've learned that I don't have to defend myself. And it was crazy. Last night we were talking with our youth girls at our little small group that we have after we do the lesson. And that's something that came up, said, why did Jesus not defend himself? He doesn't have to defend himself. They knew truth. They knew what was going on. Maybe not to the full idea that we thought, since we have the whole Bible, we know. But they had the scriptures. He used the scriptures the way that he needed to use them because he knew that would resonate with what they are doing. He's like, you've had everything. You know who I am. And this has to happen. So if you need to hear it today, don't defend yourself. Be quiet. And because as you go through afflictions, you build endurance. So you can go through harder things each time. After you've grown closer to God through each affliction, you're going to have the endurance to keep going to the next mile, to the next 5 miles, to the next 45 miles. And then you're going to have proven character. People are going to see your character. And they're going to be like, that's what I want. I remember a lady, her husband had passed away I had watched her life walk after her husband. And I was like, that is how I want to walk through death. And I didn't do all the steps right, but God put me through things so I would fully rely on Him. And when my husband was taken, I said, God, you got this. You know my next steps. You know what you're going to do. I'm just going to fully rely on you for the next steps. And that's what I did. I fully relied on Him to the next step. It's just it. So then we have proven character. Our character shows. So Romans chapter 5 today for you. James chapter 1 through 4. I know in Peter, 1st or 2nd Peter, there's a whole other thing that talks about this guy's hardships are a part of life. They are a part of life. You can either go with it and enjoy it and help it to build endurance and help it have proven character, and then have that hope at the end of it, knowing you're always going to have hope in God. That's all it's building, is that your hope in God, or it could be your faith in God. Either way, it's used interchangeably there. Check out this video.